good. I have been, oh, okay, I'm about to lie now. I have not been okay. Like, my week has been like that. But I'm choosing to look at the positive side of life. Always look at the brighter side of life. There's a movie like that. I don't remember its name, but there is. Anyway, I'm looking at the brighter side of life. I was meant to do this video on Saturday. Today is Monday, few hours to midnight, so to make it Tuesday. But yeah, it's just to show you that sometimes things don't go according to our plans. You know, you have a plan, and then God has his own plan for your life, or the universe decides this is not what you're going to do. Anyway, I am not complaining. On the contrary, I am grateful for life. I'm grateful that I got here. Yeah, so today I've been saying that I'm going to talk about scholarships for a while, and I felt like today I'm going to speak. So I've had a couple of scholarships and sponsorships during my study period, and that's actually within 4 years gap. But they have all come about in different ways, so I'll probably do many videos on scholarships, but maybe let me start with where my journey with scholarship started. Now, I have probably mentioned this before, but I didn't have a scholarship when I came from Kenya to Australia. I was sponsoring myself. But I understood that when you join university, then the university that you go to, different universities have got different kind of scholarships. So scholarships can be based on different kind of, they can be like on academic merit, they can be on financial support merit. So I mean, you know, if you what do I want to say? If you have a statement of proof or evidence that you're actually struggling financially, you can get a scholarship based on that. You can also get a scholarship based on how well you perform, let's say in your first semester or first year of study. So there's so many different reasons how you can get, different ways or reasons why you can get a scholarship and how you can get a scholarship. So I'll start a bit by sharing how my journey with applying scholarship was like. It was hard, guys. Now, first and foremost, let me tell you, if you ever hear me telling you here that anything that I have achieved in life is easy, just know that day I haven't slept, and probably I'm not saying the truth, which is something that will not happen. I think everything that I've had in life, I've had to struggle. Like, there's nothing that I've had in life that I just got it easily. Like, that's why normally I don't even trust things that come easily to me. Like, I'm not trying to say that I have to struggle to get by in life, but it's just like life has taught me that the most precious things and things that are worthwhile, you get them through having gone through something. It's almost like it helps me. What I've learned is it helps me appreciate things more when I get them, when I don't get them easily. The moment I get them, then I get to appreciate them more, because then I know what I went through to actually get them. That said, I cannot believe it's 10 p.m. and the noise out there feels like 8 in the morning. I have no idea. Anyway, I live in the middle of the road. That's how it feels like. Now, I digress. So this particular year, that is 2015, I was in Australia. I was in Australia already for 2 years at the time, and I had struggled to get scholarships. I really was. I don't think I was really trying a lot. I don't think I was putting enough energy. That's the other thing. I feel like whatever I get in life, if it's something that I've been working for, it also, the effort I put into it, it's a determinant to the results. That's how I just feel. Like, if I put an effort onto something, I get it. And I think it's that saying of you reap what you sow. You know, I don't know if the analogy makes sense, but maybe I have to put some effort into something before I can actually say, hey, I got it. Anyway, with this particular scholarship, now I had been applying for scholarships for the whole of 2015, and I was going to the uni website, to the notice board. I was literally going everywhere scholarships could be applied, and I was applying for those scholarships. So if I go back to my emails, like I have more, like, I don't know, thousands and thousands of emails. Obviously it's not thousands, like I'm trying to say I applied for many scholarships. And I kept getting this no. Like sometimes I didn't even get a message back of whether I got it or not. So I sort of gave up. And this is a good story of giving up, and why giving up is shouldn't even be an option or even in the dictionary. Now, I give up because I just felt like, there's no point. I'm applying, I'm not getting it. So there's this thing of, I don't know whether you've ever heard of it. So like you're on the edge of it, like I'm on the table now, you are coming to the edge. And just when you're about to tip, like, and I mean, sometimes you tip and then you fly, but just when you're about to tip, that's where most of us give up. And that's where I am. I get there and I'm giving up. And it's like, why am I giving up? Why am I giving up? But I did. Anyway, I had been feeling like I should still continue. Anyway, this lady came to uni. She was a representative from the government, New South Wales State, and what she was doing was, it was almost like an analysis of scholarships, an analysis of not just scholarships, so it's more looking at the well-being of international students. So she had come to talk to a couple of international students and just hear like what are their grievances, or if they had any issues or any support they needed. And so I was among the people who were chosen to go meet her. So we were like 3 of us. I went there and I remember her asking me, do you feel like, are you okay? Do you need any support in any area? And I just told her, look, the only support I felt like I would have needed was a scholarship. And I told her, I've given up. I don't apply anymore because I've been applying for scholarship the whole of this year and nothing has been coming out of it. So I remember her just telling me, she mentioned this to me. You cannot give up applying because you never know, maybe the next one you apply is the one that you'll get. So like, you just cannot say I give up now, because then you don't know if the one you did not apply was the one you were meant to get. So I remember just thinking, let me go and ponder with that, because that makes a lot of sense. So I went home and then I opened my laptop and I saw so many other scholarships that were there on the website. So something about scholarships in Australia is like, at least where the ones I was looking at, you get scholarships that are just mainly for local students, scholarships that are mainly only for Aboriginal, for people who identify as Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander students, and then you get scholarships for people who are international students. Then you also, even within those categories, you still have scholarships that ask you have to be doing a particular discipline. So like a scholarship could be like just for health and sciences students, just for theology and philosophy students, you know what I mean, yada yada yada. So it can be anything. So you have to, like, what I realized was I had to tick all the boxes, and the more I didn't tick the boxes, the less the scholarships I had to apply. But I told myself, even if I just have 3, let me just try all of them. So what ended up happening was, at the time, I had a dream. And in that dream, I saw myself in like a square, like somewhere it was very huge, so beautiful, like big buildings, but I was in the middle. It's almost like a field, but concrete kind of field. And I thought, this is kind of weird. What is this place? Because like I told you, most of the things in my life, I see them I envision them, and it's interesting because it's a family thing. My grandmother had it as well. Like she could think of someone and someone would appear. Like, it's called prognostication. Just Google prognostication, you know what I mean. But I'm able to, and I know it's a gift that I have learned not to take for granted. So I envisioned it and I thought that must be somewhere I should be, or I should go, because I have never been to that place but I felt like, oh, it's so beautiful. Anyway, so after I saw the dream, a couple of weeks later, I wanted to watch a mass. Like, I just wanted to watch something online. So I went online and I Googled St. Peter's Square. And no, I just Googled mass, Catholic mass. And I think there was something happening at the Vatican. And I just remember, I don't think I had ever seen St. Peter's Square, like the place without people. And then, so people were just trickling in. So it was, the event was starting. And I remember seeing the place and thinking, isn't this the place I saw in the dream? It was the place I saw in the dream. And I thought, this is quite interesting. What is this telling me? Anyway, I didn't pay attention. So life went on. That is 2016 January. Towards the end of 2016, so that was around September, October, I saw this scholarship at uni, and it was actually a scholarship for students, meant for all the students to apply. But if you got the scholarship, you were going to study a subject. They call it prerequisite subject, so which are compulsory for everybody studying in that particular university. But you were going to do that unit in Italy, in Rome. I remember thinking, wait, what? Why is this thing like following me or something? So I thought, well, there's nothing to lose. Let me apply. Within a month, I had results. I had the results back. I had an email saying that I got the scholarship, and I was like, no, this cannot be true. This is really crazy. Anyway. So I was so happy. I was jumping up and down like, oh my God, I'm going to Rome, I'm going to Italy. But I remember on that letter how I wrote it. I wrote it as I'm an international student. I said where I came from, and I said my love for culture, my love for people, my love for different heritage and just background and things like that. I just love to learn about other places and other people as well. So I just talked about that, and obviously, every country has got a rich heritage or a rich history or cultural background or buildings or just anything. But I normally have love for that, and like I've always appreciated that. So I thought, that's what I wrote on that, and I said, look, I've admired the Vatican buildings and St. Peter's Square and the Basilica, and obviously I really wanted to go there. So I said exactly what I would love and why I would love to go there, and I got the scholarship. So anyway, because I had already seen myself in the dream, that manifested in me that it was going to pass. So this is the other thing. What I realized is, if I see something in a dream, even between the dream and the goal, or what I had seen I need to accomplish, in the middle here, there's so much that happens that almost clouds my judgment, that almost makes me feel like, oh no, I don't think this is gonna happen. But deep down, I know I saw it. So what I have learned is, if I envision something, if I see it in a dream, if I see it in a vision, that means it's going to come to pass, no matter what happens. So whether I'm going to walk over it, under it, around it, through it, it doesn't matter. Whatever the challenge is, I'm going to overcome it, because I have to get where I saw I will get. That's the mentality. So I did not go. So they had, when you get a scholarship, what they do, and especially those international ones, they hold like a conference where they give you all the details of what you need to do. The problem with me is it wasn't a problem. I got sick at that time, and I didn't go for the brief. So the other problem was, I was the only international student who got the scholarship. So nobody else could explain to me. I didn't know anyone else who needed a visa to get to Rome. So to me, my idea was, if I'm not going on an exchange program, I'm going to our uni, but in Rome. What I did not know is there's another twist there. So on the letter of offer, No, let me not even go there first. So the day comes, I book the ticket. So the scholarship was paying for my travel, it was paying for the flight, it was paying for the accommodation, for the food, all expenses paid. I wasn't chipping in nothing. And I just remember I booked for the flight. So you're booking for the flight, then you get reimbursed. I booked for the flight, and my flight was at 6 a.m. So I had to be at the airport like around 3, international flight, 3 hours before. So I get to the airport and I get to the front and I give this gentleman my passport, and he says, "Ma'am, do you have a Schengen visa?" And I'm like, what is that? So I did not have a visa. And man, so he tells me, "I'm so sorry." And I said, I'm not going to, but that's when it hit me, that moment of you just messed up. But it's like, I did not think I needed a visa because I was going to our uni. But the thing is, that's an immigration issue. So I came to understand this. Issues to do with school are completely different to do with issues with immigration. Regardless of whether I was going to our uni, I was still going to our uni in a different country, meaning I would need papers to get there. But I thought uni had organized it. Anyway, it was there in really tiny font on the letter of offer for scholarship that if you don't have a visa, you need to find that yourself. You need to, find a way to get it yourself. So I am now at the airport. It's 3 a.m. and I'm being told you can go anywhere. But remember, I still saw it in the vision and in the dream, and I saw myself at St. Peter's Square. So I know whatever is happening here, it doesn't make any sense. I know my flight has left. I know I'm not going. It seems like I'm not going nowhere, but in the vision, I saw myself in Rome. So I'm still telling myself, I'm going either way. Anyway, I sit at the airport. This is 3 a.m., right? Come to consult, like my life is drama in itself. I sit there and with my laptop, and I just started Googling, how do I get to Rome? And who gives what do you call it? Who gives visas to Rome? And it says Consulate General of Italy in Sydney. Anyway, so how do I get to them? You cannot, they don't have numbers. You have to ring them. You have to book via email or something like that, and then you have to get an appointment, then you have to go. They're only available 3 days, 3 hours only on the weekdays, something like that, something outrageous, like almost like they're not available. Anyway, so I took the number from the website, and I rang at 3 a.m. and I left a message, and I said, "Hello, my name is Consolata. I am sorry, sir, I am at the airport. I am calling you because I was going to school at Rome in Italy, and I did not know I needed a visa because I got a scholarship and I thought my uni was organizing that. But I've just seen from the letter of offer that I'm the one who did not see that I needed a visa. So it's actually my problem. But I was just asking, is it possible for me to get a visa? I just thought I'd inquire. If you get my message, please call me back. This is my number." And I hang up, and then I'm at home. And this is now, I'm getting home like around 4 a.m. I got out of the airport at 3 a.m. So this is maybe like 5 in the morning, 5 a.m. So, but actually, something I forgot to mention is I had butterflies in my stomach the entire time I was going to the airport. I didn't know why. I was feeling so unsettled. I was feeling like my stomach is turning, like I was nauseated. I was just feeling sick. I didn't know it. I don't know whether you've ever felt something when you're about to hear bad news. I don't know. I just get that thing. If I'm about to hear bad news or if I'm about to hear good news, the feelings are different, but the reaction in my body is nearly the same. So I knew something was amiss. I just couldn't place a finger on it, but I kept feeling, am I forgetting something? Is it my passport? I kept checking my handbag, and I knew something was up. So even when they told me you can't travel, it didn't freak me out because I knew, this is why I was feeling what I was feeling. Anyway, I got back home, went to bed. I still had to go to bed because I was like, I mean, the flight has gone, what else can I do? I have to say that it had not hit me. I knew part of me was disappointed. I was just not coming into terms with it. I didn't want to face that reality yet. And so I came back home, slept. In the morning, I just woke up. I slept like 2 hours, and then I got up. And when I got up, I checked my phone, and I saw a missed call, like a voice message. I listened to it, and it was the Consulate General of Italy in Sydney. And he had just left a message. Consolata, I had your message. Do you mind coming to our offices as early as soon as you can? We are open 9 to midday. This is the Consulate General now calling me back. Like, I am like, are you serious? He's calling me back. He just called me. He called my name. Okay, Cody, get out of bed. Come on. So I rush. I get out of bed. I dress up. I'm just almost leaving my shoes. Now I'm headed to the train station. I don't even know where I'm going. Like, I literally sat on the train station, then I started Googling where I'm going. I knew I was headed to the city. I just didn't know which part of the city I am going. I mean, which town. I mean, which suburb. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I didn't know whether I'm going to Sakizaki, Wynyard, or whatever. Anyway, got there right on time, but the queue was from the elevator all the way to their offices, and I had to stand there. And mind you, I'm still thinking I've been told they're opening for only 3 hours. So, okay, the queue goes, and thank God it was going quick. I get to the front, and this guy looks at me. So I'm now imagining this must be the Consulate General, and he tells me, Consolata, you must be Consolata. Are you trying to tell me you did not know that you needed a visa to go to Rome? And I mean, I'm just there. Look, let me show you. Sometimes I normally say this, like, my naivety in things naivety in anything can be good for you and can be detrimental. For some reason, my naivety has helped me all the time. It has never been detrimental to me. Because I could see that he's looking at me thinking, what do I do with this one? Are you kidding me? And I said, look, I now understand how crazy my idea was to think that I can go to another country without a visa. But that said, I was innocent. I really thought uni was organizing that. But the fact that I was the only international student, all the local students don't need a visa to go to Italy. I think at least for 90 days. If I'm not wrong, I don't think most of my classmates or the people who I was with needed a visa. At least the ones that I knew came from Sydney. Anyway, so he tells me, look, I'll try what I can do. I'm not promising you, but I'll try what I can do. So he has like a tick, he ticks checklist, and then he takes some things, and he tells me, if you bring me these documents by within 2 hours, I'll try and process a visa for you. I don't promise you, but I'll try. Anyway, I just I just sit there, and I get out so quickly, and one of my friends calls me, and she's just trying to try my number. She knew I was leaving, but she was surprised that I picked up, and she said, why are you picking your phone? Why are you still here? And I told her, oh girl, you don't want to know what happened. So she's like, what do you need? And literally this lady, I'm telling you, she was sent by God. And people really don't know, like, I normally say people wait to go to heaven to meet angels. I've met angels down here. You just need to have your eyes open, and you have to be looking. People, heaven, you can find heaven down here. You can meet angels down here. And my friend asked me, so come, let's find the document. So as I'm going where she was, because she was going to print out some things for me, I was contacting uni, because I needed some documentation from uni to prove that they were giving me accommodation, insurance, and all these kind of things. So they sent me the documentation. Mind you, this whole time I've told the consulate, I've told the vice chancellor who was teaching us the unit that I'm not going to Rome because of what has happened. I don't have a visa. So she knows I'm not going. And she was already in Rome herself. So I get there, I get all the documents within 2 hours, and I was back at the offices. So I get there, and now the offices are nearly, I think they were almost they were almost closed. Actually, it was just few minutes past midday, so they had just closed. So I walk in and he looks at me and he's shocked that I got all the documents. So he picks them up and he tells me, have a seat. That was the longest wait I've ever had in my life. Like, I'm just sitting there, the offices are closing, and I had to wait for like 15-30 minutes because it was actually it was what? It was public holiday that day in Italy. So the document had to be processed here, then taken back, sent there so that it can be stamped and then brought back, because I need to have it stamped before I leave Sydney. Otherwise I cannot go through through customs when I land. So I'm telling you, and I half an hour later he comes out, they all come out, and the gentleman with him comes out and he's looking at me like he's just in a ghost. He's like, I can't believe it. And like, it's like, I've been here for so long, we've never managed to process a visa for anybody within 2 hours. And the consulate general just shakes my hand and he goes, enjoy your stay in Rome, enjoy your studies in Rome. And I'm like, oh my God, this happened. I'm walking out, I'm feeling like, oh my God, I feel like the whole world can see. I'm nearly like teary, like I'm crying. I'm almost feeling like the way I felt that day. And yeah, and just like that, I ended up in Rome. And I remember taking a picture standing at the square where I saw the dream. I'll try and insert that somewhere. But I just remember seeing myself at the center of St. Peter's Square at the Vatican, and I just thought, man, this is exactly how I saw it on the dream, and now I'm here. So that was how I got my first scholarship. Obviously, there's a lot to share on what happened in Rome, and it was a lovely place, lovely environment, learned a lot, did so well in the subject that I went to study there, and just even an immense opportunity to be taught by the vice chancellor of our uni. That was incredible opportunity. So that's the first story I'm going to share on my scholarship. Oh my goodness, let's see what transpires in the next ones that come, because I will keep sharing more and more and more as time goes by. Okay, so I hope you enjoy that, and I hope this encourages you to go and apply scholarships, even the ones you don't feel like you qualify for, because God qualifies the unqualified. Okay. All right then, until we meet again, see you on the next time. See you on the next one.